Could I really do this faster than the two-time world champion? Welcome to Puzzle with Emilia, that's me, and today we are going to do the Evening in Pisa puzzle, 500 pieces from Ravensburger, and most of you already know this puzzle from the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship last year. And I think this is kind of like a special puzzle. It wasn't even in the finals, it was actually in the qualification round D, which had Alejandro. And I have to say, if you think of the whole event and think of the top moments from that event, I think this was actually one of the top moments, because the round only didn't have Alejandro, but they also had Kathi, which I think was a little bit surprise for some people, because they both did this puzzle in less than 34 minutes. And it was like literally a showdown, because they only had a time difference of 16 seconds, and you could literally not know who's gonna finish it first. And if you don't know this moment I'm referring to, let's relive it once more. Ooh, it's still giving me like literally chills. Anyway, today I'm going to attempt to do this even faster, which is a crazy goal, but I'm gonna try. And of course also tell about my experience and strategy for these puzzles for those who are interested. Don't stop watching when this puzzle is done, because there might be also a little twist coming. But other than that, let's just go into it. Okay, here we go. Just to mention in the very beginning, I actually, this puzzle is borrowed from my teammate Kira, and that's the reason it's not in the original packaging. And before I set the timer on, I actually took all the pieces out, just to make sure that, you know, there is anything like too many pieces attached to each other already or something like that. Of course, in general, I don't think this time is fully comparable in a way that, as said, I specifically got this puzzle borrowed, so I know the image. In the Worlds, it was actually my first time to see this puzzle, so I wasn't familiar with it before, so it would have been completely different ball game if I would have actually been on this round and just, you know, the basic stuff that the puzzle is revealed in the spot instead of this way. Am I recording? Yes, I am. So I have actually started doing this kind of like a new strategy. I don't use it with every puzzle, but I used to do that. I just flip all the pieces. But nowadays I'm actually also sorting the edges out. I'm not sure if that's still the best tactic, but somehow probably the only reason I do this is because I heard Alejandro is doing it, so now I have to do it myself as well. But anyway, clearly starting with the blue area here, I already actually built the moon while I was flipping and sorting. I don't usually do that, but sometimes if there's something like so easy to be done, then why not? And in general about this puzzle, once again the name is Evening in Pisa, Ravensburger 500. it's not really my vibe, mainly because it's kind of like dark image. It does have some colors definitely and kind of like light, but I like more like bright colors. And also, even though it has kind of like a little details, which I do like as well, I think in this case, not my type of details. I clearly start with the blue. The blue areas were quite easy, and also I was trying to collect like other blue stuff. And yeah, I did the frames quite early. I don't usually do them very early, but now I have seen that since I changed my strategy a little bit and started sorting the edges, I also tend to do them much earlier. But then also, let's say I'm not really good shorter in a way that I'm always missing like so many pieces from the edges, at least like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, around maybe 10 edge pieces over here. And yeah, it also adds like 1 extra minute to my flipping process. So if I sort the edges out, it adds like 1 minute. So that's the reason why I'm not exactly sure, is it faster or not. I guess it also depends on the puzzle. I think I had kind of like some kind of impression about this puzzle already, just seeing by other people doing, but you know, it's always different. You can always judge other people, like, why did you do it this way? But then you do it yourself and you're like, ooh. But I have to say one thing, because I feel like many people did in the end, and I don't know, maybe struggled a little bit. That's at least how I was kind of seeing it. Not bushes, the trees on both left and right side, but they were actually quite looking different. So the ones on the right side are actually like very like, I would almost say like bright green, light bright green. And the ones on the left side, first of all, there's some kind of like a lemon tree part going on, and there's like a little part that has like a brown reddish area, and then just some other pieces. Obviously you will see me later on doing those, but I think I also, because I already had this impression of this puzzle, so I thought that they were really hard. I think there's gonna be some moment that I'm actually realizing that, oh, it's not that hard, and you can already see that I did start the lighter green area. That's my dog as usual. I would have definitely not started with the Pisa tower on this one. That was just like all same looking pieces. And I think the most easiest parts of this puzzle were actually quite nearby the edges. So that wise it was actually smart to do the edges in really beginning, because you can see kind of like everything right now attaches to the edges. So if I wouldn't have done edges, I don't know if it would have been like more hard to do this. And already like we're like 20 minutes, and just to remind everybody, the time of Kathi and Alejandro was less than 34 minutes. So I need to start hurrying up if this is going to be ready like in 10 minutes or so. And this is definitely one of those puzzles that I think you're faster in the very beginning, and then you just get slower and slower and slower and slower. And yeah, I think I'm just, I found these small sections, but the very little detail, like I could see that the pieces go somewhere where it's like those shops in the road. So you can clearly see if the piece is going to the trees or to the Pisa tower or this other area, but I just kept looking like the same pieces and not getting them anywhere, which is annoying because it's not that big of an area, at least anymore at this point. So I should be able to get them a little bit better inside. You can see this little pile I have right next to the blue car over there. Those are the pieces that are going here like downstairs, but I already tried them and couldn't get them anywhere. I don't know if a little bit of not sorting, but maybe just pushing like trees and the Pisa tower there would have helped me a little bit to find the pieces from that mix. Because color wise I think the downstairs pieces are quite similar color with a quick look to the Pisa tower. And also there was some kind of like a flowers under the hotel thing, and then as well next to the flag of Italy. So I think I was mixing up those also with a quick look with the trees, even though they are clearly different, but because it's just a piece amount left for the tower and the trees is quite a lot, so when you're missing just a few pieces, obviously it's kind of like stupid to try to look like a needle in a haystack kind of thing. Yeah, here I realized, as said, there was also a lot of details in the trees, so I should have probably got that in much sooner. Also, you can see that I already put a couple pieces to the Pisa tower because there was kind of like these trees on the side of it, so just the really small details that you could see. But yeah, I have literally like 1 minute left if I want to be at least at fast. That's like not gonna happen. That's very clear at this point. I try always not to look at the time, but sometimes I do. And I have actually, what I practiced a lot lately this year is to watch less on the reference image, which is also a very good skill, especially if you kind of don't have the habit of doing it. But it's kind of a separate skill that I already have kind of like mastered. So I've been trying to practice a lot more, just actually looking at the pieces and see what piece goes with what, instead of like looking one single piece and see where it goes to the image. I think it has made me definitely a bit faster. Also still depends on the puzzle, and that's why it's good to have both skills, but I have like acknowledged that it's not really like, it's kind of like my weakness, so I should work on it. I'm confused, am I actually doing the Pisa? No, I'm not doing the Pisa tower first. So yeah, I'm still saying that the trees were easier than I thought, but it's just that there is a lot of those pieces, as you can see. But I would say they go quite nicely in. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm a little bit over. So I think we're already, this is gonna take over 40 minutes. I don't know, maybe even 50. Like, I don't know. This is terrible. But at least we can see how would have I placed with all the participants. Of course, there's, you know, it was like, I think the third place was, it was quite long after Kathi and Alejandro finished. We're gonna check it out after this. What is the situation? Also the Pisa tower. So there was kind of like these bright rows, bright rows, and then kind of like the upper row of each. So you can actually see I'm doing like the more light rows first and then the upper ones. Good detail to find out. But yeah, I would say it was a nice try. Okay, 42 minutes and 14 seconds. That would have actually placed me third in the competition, but very far away from Kathi and Alejandro. So the long story short, I am not faster, but here comes the twist. So I was actually watching the original live stream as this all went down, and the commentators, and I specify, I've heard this from the commentators, not from Alejandro himself, but they said that Alejandro would have actually done this puzzle beforehand in another competition or something like that. So it was actually at least the second time for him doing this puzzle, And same actually with the Kathi, this I have heard from herself, at least I think she said something like she only done like some other puzzles first time in less than 40 minutes, and this wasn't one of them. So that means that both of these amazing speed puzzles have actually done this at least twice. So we're gonna go for the second round and see if I can actually beat them on my second time as well. So let's smash this. Here we go. Okay, the second try. Here we go. Here's the funny thing. I've mentioned before, but for some odd reason, at least last year, I used to be always slower on my second attempt. I still don't know exactly what it is. I seem like I have, at least I thought I got rid of that, whatever the reason is. However, I actually did the World Jigsaw Puzzle individual final puzzle a couple weeks ago, and I was actually 10 minutes slower than I was in the Worlds, which is very surprising to me. First of all, because I've developed so much, and I don't know, it was just odd to me. But anyway, I went for the second round. Actually, one thing that I think that it's related to is that I'm kind of like a prisoner of my habits. So I do the puzzle second time around pretty much the same time, same way. So that might be one reason. But anyway, here I had a very terrible start. So you probably missed it because this is like even double the faster time lapse than the previous one was. But I was flipping the pieces, and this is what I always talk about, having a default strategy. Because it's terrible if you start like doing multiple random decisions while you're actually doing the puzzle. So what I was doing while I started flipping, I don't know, I had this kind of like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I actually started to flip just everything. I was like, hey, maybe I shouldn't take the edge pieces out, but I already started it. So I started like flipping, and then I changed my mind again. I was like, no, I'm still taking the edges out. Then I had in mind that, yeah, I'm gonna actually start already building stuff while I'm like flipping these pieces, which I'm like, it's not specifically issue with any of these strategies, but I was like going back and forth. I kind of missed it. I don't know what was the time that it took me for flipping, but at least in my mind I was like completely confused of what am I doing. So I should have just gone with the default strategy, because it's always when you start to going like back and forth with your decisions, it's terrible. Don't do it. And yeah, here we are once again already in almost 20 minutes. So basically we're very close to kind of like the half time of what was my time on the first round. Yeah, I don't know about this. Like, I feel like on the second time around, first of all, you can see I have much more random pieces, like not random pieces, but I have more pieces in the middle, which is always a little bit risky. It may pay off, usually it doesn't, but let's hope I can actually fix the situation. It looks pretty terrible watching from here. And yeah, we are already like, I have literally like 10 minutes less. So I just feel like I had the same issue. You can see I'm still struggling with the pieces that go to the downstairs. I'm basically having exactly the same empty spaces over there. I think I have a little bit more like those middle pieces. I think they're around this in the right area. This time I also did more earlier the trees, since as I said last time I figured out that it was actually not that hard. But yeah, as you can see, once again I'm having next to the blue car, I have this pile. You can see it, it's the pieces that go downstairs. I swear to you, they're exactly the same pieces. I couldn't find a place last time, and actually the pile even looks more bigger this time. So I'm like, how? I just don't understand. Like, it's like sometimes you just don't learn. Sometimes you just don't learn. I have 1 minute left. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Nope. Nope. Yep. White flag. What can I don't know what is this. White flag. I give up. Nope. I'm actually even worried that I may do slower time here. I don't know. I'm in 42, that's 7 minutes away. And I don't know. I felt like this time I was even worse with some sections, like the trees and stuff. Especially with the Pisa tower in the morning. I think I just panicked here. I don't think I was looking at the time, so I was maybe hoping for that I'm gonna do better time. So instead of having like positive pressure, I just like completely failed with this one. I'm gonna do it. Okay, well, under 40. Well, nice try, but no chance. 39 minutes, 48 seconds. And to be honest, even if I would have done this in a competition first time seeing this puzzle, because I was not familiar with this before I see it in the Worlds, I think I would have probably done like 50 something minutes. So yeah, no chance. Like, nope. I could do this, I think, hundreds, millions of times. I would not reach under like 34 minutes. No way, but really good practice. I'm always interested in comparing my times, as I think most of you are. Probably not always the best idea, but I just like to compare. I think the next ones I'm going to do is the round pokeball puzzle, and then the day in Paris puzzle as well. Also, I'm very close to reaching 2,000 followers, not subscribers here. So probably gonna do some kind of special video for that. Let's see if it's already next week or when it's going to be. But that's pretty much everything today. Nice try. Better luck next time. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.